Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Cup of Joe with Joe and Joe. I am your host, Joe, and with me, as always, is my wonderful co-host, Joe.
Joe, I think this episode is one of the most flip-floppy episodes of anime I've ever seen. And what I mean by that is there were times in this episode where I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm really loving this." And then other times where I'm like, "What the fuck? This is kind of fucking weird." All over the place. I have no clue what I think about this episode, so I'm really interested to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, definitely. Episode 83 of Attack on Titan, what we're talking about, it's in the fucking thumbnail. Anyway, full spoilers again, and yeah, again, this is kind of continuing that whole, we're in a connective tissue arc kind of a thing. It's not really an arc, it's just a period of time right now where it's like, okay, the rumbling has happened, the aftermath of the rumbling is what we're in right now, and so we're just kind of seeing how everyone is dealing with that. A whole bunch of different groups of characters, and they're all finally beginning to coalesce. Joe, this is where everyone was like, you have Annie waking up, you have Reiner falling asleep, you have Falco falling asleep and then waking up again. There's a lot of people falling asleep and waking up going on in this whole and I'm kind of with you a little bit, where I'm like, it's definitely flip-flopping around a lot, and there are some aspects that I'm finding more intriguing than others, but I am enjoying how everything is kind of like, I'm beginning to see like where the end is, sort of a thing. I don't really know what's going to happen yet. Yes, the light at the end of the tunnel is coming. It is approaching. Is it the end or is it a train? I don't know. We'll see. But I remain hopeful all the way. So, starting off this episode, we see what happens to our lovable pair of Hanji and Levi. And Levi, honestly, not looking too bad. Under all the bandages, I thought he does look tough, and he already looked tough. So it's very, I always find that funny, where it's like the fucking Phantom of the Opera mask, covering up half their face, and it's like, I'm hideous, and then you remove it, and they've got, fucking, a birthmark on their cheek or something. You're like, dude, you're no Two-Face. I mean, come on. Levi is no Two-Face.
No,
he's kind of a Kylo Ren.
Yeah, definitely.
So we meet up with them. Hanji is just kind of like existential crisis mode, and Levi wakes up and he's all like, all right, fuck that shit though, I gotta go kill this motherfucker, the Beast Titan.
Yeah, he really, he literally, he's like, I have no other goals in life than to kill the fucking Zeke, the Beast Titan, and I really don't give a shit that the rumbling is happening. Just let me find him, and I'll kill him, and then I can die in peace.
Right. But then also, as a side effect of killing Zeke, probably the rumbling will stop happening, because Hanji theorizes when she's talking with, Magath and Peak, when they all meet up. She's like, he's probably using Zeke to, actually utilize the Founding Titan's power. And then Peak just has the line where she's like, wow, you seem to know more than the actual, Titan holders themselves, apparently. And I could kind of feel the jab at the sarcasm going on in there, just being like, who the fuck are you to come in and say what you think you know? But obviously Hanji is probably the most, aside from, Zeke and Eren, I'd say, is probably one of the most, if not the most knowledgeable when it comes to how Titans actually work, because of all of her, weird obsession and studying of it. But I found that interesting and very cool to lay the seeds. It's very, not rare, I'd say, but it seems more rare in Attack on Titan that they lay the seeds of something in the beginning of an episode and then full payoff at the end of the episode, which in this case
never
yeah, in Attack on Titan, it's the basement thing, which is all right, we got 3 seasons before we pay that shit off. But in this one, it was just sort of all right, they come to an accord, and they're gonna do some stuff, and you're like, oh, what are they planning? And at the end of the episode, which we'll get to in a little bit, you see I guess not the culmination, but you see what's going on at that point. You're just like, yes, okay. So then take us on to what happens next.
So, yeah, they kind of finish it off with saying, okay, we need to team together. And Magath has this look like, Okay, I'll think about that. And we hop. One thing I will say though, I'm not sure if it's directly after this or a little bit later, but we get a clip of like still, people like cleaning up all these bodies and stuff like that from the rumbling. It just hit me. And the guy says it. Oh, is that the last one of the marching titans? I was like, oh my god, because I was thinking, how many are there? I'm like, they've been marching for days, Joe. That is
Yeah.
insane.
Or at least a day, I think. Like if
Still,
it happened like in the evening, then it was nighttime. Which I think as well. This episode opens up with like Mikasa and a few other people like in bed.
I
Again,
know.
a lot of
That's
people
crazy.
sleeping and waking up. But yeah, so it's been probably about 24 hours for all these massive meat mountains to move out of the city.
Yeah. But now we jump to, I believe what happened next was Connie and Falco, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And whoa, did not see that coming. And Connie and Falco, they have some good, not dialogue, but Connie has some really good inner dialogue of like kind of, he's still a little conflicted of what he's gonna do, but he knows he's gonna do it. And the whole setup of it, it's so unnerving. And oh my god, we get more of those weird faces, but now Connie fucking has them, and creepy as shit. When he's like, "Would you like to
Dude.
brush the teeth with me?" I was like, "Ooh, get that out of here."
Yeah, dude, I was like, God damn, Mappa, you really like the fucking weird ass face thing. And I'm sure that's probably just like they're pulling, we're gonna see now, like popping up in like our feeds of whatever social media, just like the panels that those faces were taken from the manga or whatever. But yeah, Mappa is, they really like pulling those fucking weird facial expressions and just being like, all right, here you go, baby.
And now Gabby and Armin both show up, and you're like, "Oh shit, what's gonna happen?" And Connie's ready to like throw Falco into the Titan's mouth, and I'm like, "Oh shit! Like, what the fuck is gonna happen?" And Armin has this flash to Erwin, and I was like, "Oh, my heart!" And he flies on the fucking ODM gear. I'm like, "Oh my god, is he about to kill Connie?" And then he jumps on top, and I was like, "What is he gonna do?" And I'm like, "No, no!" And I actually audibly in my room just start going, "No, no!"
And your mother knocks on your door and peeks her head in. Joe, is everything okay? Ma, get the fuck out of here!
No, no, it is not. And I was like, this isn't about to happen, is it? And what I'm talking about is that Armin was about to sacrifice himself. Armin was just so done with life. He's like, oh my god, please. Everybody just wants to die at this point. That's really,
Pretty much.
that's literally what it is. It's like, is it easier to die or live in this world? They're like, that dying thing ain't too bad. And so Armin's about to just sacrifice himself, and I love that Connie saved him.
Yeah.
It was kind of like his reactions, right? It was like, oh my god, my friend is about to die, and he didn't even think about it. And I like the way that resolved. I will say the one thing that I dislike, or I dislike it, but I understand it in this episode, is how fast we're moving. Things get resolved
Yes.
really, really quickly. Like, I thought that was going to be a really big thing, and now it's like, okay, move on.
Yeah, that was something that I also kind of had a problem with. And there's like another thing later on, like the next thing in
The
this
pie.
episode that I also, yes, the pie.
That
Dude,
was, whew, what the fuck? I literally paused and I go, what the fuck? I'm like, what?
wait a minute, what?
What? Yeah, I was like, who came up with this?
Probably the manga. I don't fucking know. Anyway, yeah, how fast everything was moving. Very similar to you, where I'm like, I love all that because really, in my heart of hearts, I'm like, if Connie went through with feeding this poor tiny boy to his very large, very immobile mother, who's now a Titan, that wouldn't be like he wouldn't be able to live with that, you know? Be serious, Joe. I'm being fucking serious. Okay, I'm being serious explaining the drama of this series, Joe. Stop fucking laughing. Anyway,
Okay.
so I would I did completely derail my train of thought. The Titan mother, he was going to feed him. It would destroy him. And obviously that would destroy him because Connie's not like that. He's a simpleton. He's very pure of
He a
heart, or
dum-dum.
very, yeah, very good intention, that sort of a thing. And obviously he was very conflicted about the entire time. I love the way it wrapped up. Armin trying to sacrifice himself, which at first I was like, come on, Armin, don't fucking do this. Imagine, dude, fuck, hang on a second. Thought experiment. Imagine if he did go through, like, Connie didn't stop him. What the fuck would Aaron, how would Aaron react to that? because his entire point of doing all this is to protect the people he cares about most. Chief of which is fucking Armin. If Armin just dies after he activates the rumbling, holy shit. Alright, that's an interesting thought experiment. But back to the thing. It does resolve quickly, but at the same time, I understand it. Yeah. I would have liked more. I don't know if I would have wanted the entire episode to be like the build up to the confrontation, and then the confrontation, and then the resolving of that confrontation.
It's like we got a lot. We got a lot to get to.
Yeah, we have about three other.
You gotta pick and choose what are you going to dedicate most of the time to.
Yeah, exactly. You have about 3 other strings of stories going on in this one episode, and you gotta like fucking bring all that shit together. But luckily, all that stuff resolves, and then Connie is like, "All right, I'm a fucking asshole, and my mother would be ashamed of what I just attempted to do right there." So Armin, I want to be a good soldier. I want to be a soldier that saves people. And I was just like, yeah, fuck yeah, good boy, Connie, go on and save some people. So they go off. They get some pies.
No, it's fucking Oktoberfest. I literally go,
it is.
What? I'm like, you show one scene at the beginning of this episode of just like it looking like goddamn war is happening, bodies are everywhere, and then next it's like, oh, nothing happened and there's beer everywhere and pie. I'm like, what? How did we get here? What happened?
Yeah. We're moving fast, Joe. Moving fast. Gotta keep up. But I did go back into the I immediately rewound after the scene that we were talking about. It's Annie. They find Annie by magically mentioning her, and then all of a sudden she coughs, and it's like, oh shit, we've been sitting next to Annie the entire fucking time. What? Which again is like, we're moving fast. We're moving fast. But I rewound just to see. I'm like, was she sitting there the entire fucking time? Of course she was. Of course. And I didn't fucking notice her. Of course. But yeah, like they're all of them being Connie, Armin, and the 2 Marleyan kids. They're just sitting down there, and I think Armin mentions Connie, and he's just like, yeah, oh, not Connie. Armin mentions Annie, and he's just like, yeah. So if all the tightening, the hardening goes away, then Annie's probably around. And Annie fucking chokes on the pie, and then I love the interaction of Connie just laughing his ass off at her, being like, oh my god, look at this bitch stuffing her face with pie, and then Armin's like, dude, she hasn't had pie in like 4 years, calm down. And then she leaves Hitch and is just like, yeah, fuck you, I'm gonna go with the cool kids now. And Hitch is like, I guess I'll just eat this entire pie by myself. Fuck off.
Exactly. And it's like I get why they had to go fast. They had to get them regrouped real quickly. But at the same time, I'm like, what is this tone? My body was not prepared for this like laid back like comedy. Like, what is happening about pie? What the fuck? I'm literally just sitting there like, this is so strange. This does not feel like it almost feels like, Joe, it feels like another artist came onto the comic book for an episode, and you're like, what?
It does.
It kind of fits, but like, it looks different. Okay, I'll follow it. And now, but then the end of the episode, the old artist comes back, and you're like, okay, cool, we're back to this. Like, it was just strange. Like, I didn't hate it. I was just kind of like, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it feels like these are the last drops of like levity that you're gonna get before like shit really hits the fan. Because at this point, there is now 4 episodes remaining that we have before supposedly the end. Yeah, mm-hmm. So I feel like again there was like the 4 episodes in the beginning of this half of the season that were like balls to the wall crazy. There were the 4 episodes in the beginning of or somewhere in the middle of like the first half of this season that were like the balls to the wall fight in Marley. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's like, yeah, this is we're tying everything together, like we're bringing all these loose plot threads towards a common goal, like they're all getting on the same path now, and this is where we're going, and it's going to be insane and very dark or whatever the fuck. So it's like, this is the last bit of like fun that you guys are going to get for a little bit. So enjoy laughing at Connie just chewing this pie at the speed of fucking light. I watched that 5-second clip of her chewing that pie about 5 times because I couldn't get enough of it. I was like, this is so funny, watching someone so edgy and like played straight all the time to then be the butt of a joke and just like looking like a fucking hamster chewing down this pie. I was like, oh my god, this is hilarious. But we gotta move on, Joe. They're moving fast. We gotta fucking keep up with them. They go. Which is it next? It's the Jaegerist next, right? That's where they...
Yeah. So we're dealing with kind of Flock being like, all right, bitches, I'm in control right now. Let's We basically have won the war, but now let's punish all the war criminals. And
Yes.
Mikasa's kind of just looking at it, being like, look at all this crazy motherfuckers. I don't want to be involved with this shit. There's this little thing with her scarf. I don't really know why it's in there. It doesn't seem important right now. I feel like there might be something connected later on, but not too important
Dude,
to
what if
mention
she,
right
like,
now.
what if she at the end of the series is just like, Aaron, come back. I like look at the scarf. It means so much. And then Aaron's like, oh, I've been an asshole. And then that's it. And then T and Mikasa go like run in a field of flowers or something.
No. Moving on.
No.
The big thing is that Jean, or Jean, is now like a Nazi. He decided to join the party, and I didn't buy it for a single second. I was like,
No, absolutely not.
no way. I'm like, my man is too much of a cool motherfucker to follow Flock. Are you serious? Hell
Flock,
no.
who has one stupid pronunciation of his name, as opposed to Jean or Jean, which has two. Absolutely not. Would never follow under that redhead guy.
Yes, and so the scene of kind of like being like, okay, time to kill Anya Capone and Yelena, like these are war criminals, and once he misses, I was like, oh shit. I'm like, that's got to be a. I literally said in my head, I'm like, it's a signal, and when
Yeah,
the
when he
fucking
fires the
cart
4
titan,
shots.
yeah, when the cart titan comes out of nowhere, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, let's go. I'm like, there was a fucking plan.
I fucking love that kind of stuff, like when there's the plan and then it's like, go! And when Jean or Jean pushes Flock out of the way and you hear him go, fly! And like push him out of the way. And when the Core Titan chomps down, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a plan, all right. And I was, when fucking
No way
Flock
he
was
would've
like,
saved him.
Where's Mikasa? Yeah. I'm like, where's Mikasa? And then I'm like, where's Mika? Where's Anya Capone? Where's Yelena, dude? Like, the Car Titan fucking took everyone that you were worried about.
Yeah, dude, exactly. And it turns out that everybody is now working together now. It's like Hanji, Levi, and Magath and Peak joined teams. They somehow got in contact with Mikasa and Armin and fucking Connie and all of them. All the crew is back together. And the last thing they had to do was save the volunteers and Jean or John. And now they're like, we're getting the fuck out of here. We're getting food, getting ammo, and we're heading somewhere. They don't say it specifically, but they're like, we got to go. And they're hoping that this causes like a big distraction so they can leave and nobody can follow them. But somebody does see them leave, and you don't really see who it is. So I'm interested to see how that comes back into play. But the best part is Sleepy Boy Reiner is awoken. He just wakes up. He goes, "Oh fuck! What the hell's happening now, Annie? What the fuck? What are you doing here?"
I love it because it's staged almost exactly like when Loki awakes in Avengers, and then he's like, "Oh, what the fuck's going on?" And then just surrounding him are just all of the Avengers staring at him, and he's just like, "Oh shit!" Like that's what it looks like with Reiner, where he wakes up and he's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then who is it? Connie or is it Armin that has the? I think it's Armin that has the. No, it might be Connie. I don't know. Someone is just like, "We need your help."
It's Connie.
To save the world.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is corny as fuck. We're back to the like. What is this? What's this guest writer doing here? What's he doing here? Huh? Where's the? There he is. All right, we'll bring him back the regular writer.
I actually like the ending. I think it ends on a high note. I fucking love it. We're gonna save the
It ends
fucking
on a high
world.
note.
I
but
love
it. Doesn't feel like.
No,
it doesn't feel like fucking Attack on Titan.
It does not feel like the past so many episodes.
No.
Not at all. Again, it feels like a guest writer or something like that. And but I like that part a lot, where it was kind of like Reiner wakes up and he's like, "Oh shit, why am I still alive? Like, please, somebody get me a drink." And it's kind of like the team's getting back together, guys. We're getting the band back together.
Oh my god! Because at this point, hang on, let's do a quick math check. So currently, Aaron is the Attack Titan, the Warhammer Titan, the Founding Titan, and then he has the Beast Titan. So that's 4. So that means the newly acquired team has the Jaw Titan with Falco, the Colossal Titan with Armin, the Cart Titan with Peak, the Armored Titan with Reiner. Thank you. And what's the final Titan that I'm missing? There's 9, right?
I think so. Are we?
Shit.
Oh, Annie.
Annie, yes, the female Titan. So they have all the other Titans. Christ, yeah. So that all the Titans are together now.
What if they
We have all
pull
of them.
like a? Can they pull like a Power Rangers and like transform all the Zords into a Megazord and like give or no or like Dragon Ball Z like give me your power and we're gonna give it all to Reiner and he's gonna turn into like the Mega Titan. I
Absolutely not. No. This is why I don't like theorizing jokes. Then we go into like bullshit like this.
I don't
and then
know,
it's like,
man.
no.
At this point, anything can fucking happen. We had Annie fucking eating pie in this episode. I don't even know what to expect anymore.
So then we're gonna get Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Reiner.
Yes.
To end up fighting the Founding Titan. Oh my god.
I mean, they are just human-fleshed mechs. Why can't they transform like the Megazords?
Dude, that would be the fucking. I need to make a parody story of this immediately. I need to make a parody story of this 2 years ago. That's so fucking funny. Imagine them all just like melding into. God, that could be horrifying or really funny depending on how you play it.
Reiner's just
Anyway,
like, let me eat all of you so I have all the powers and I can take him on.
that would be incredibly dark. That would be so fucking
You have
dark.
to sacrifice your life to save the world to take down Eren. I don't know. Could happen.
Maybe. I'll put a solid maybe on that show. Okay, I won't say it's a non-zero possibility. It's a possibility, but it's not very high. But yes, that's where it ends off. They're getting the band all back together. All 5 Titans that are out of Eren's control, technically, I guess, because he's still a Founding Titan, whatever, are on a team now. Strange, shadowy figure. Watch them all leave. I honestly, I haven't given it much thought, but I have no fucking clue.
I think
who
it's
that could be.
Shadis.
Because
He was
yeah.
being held. But I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Again, we have no idea, but 4 episodes to go, supposedly. So we'll see. We'll see how all this wraps up, Joe. Do you have any final words on this episode?
Nothing really. I mean, even the preview for the next episode doesn't give anything. I think it's going to be another prep episode, and then the last 3 are going to be like part this, and to wrap it all up, kind of like a 3-part finale of the episodes following each other. So I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I'm just here for the ride.
You and me both. All right, everyone. That was our review. Latest Attack on Titan episode 83. I believe it was called Pride. If not, fucking correct me or don't. I don't care. We are loving it as per usual. God, I'm sure it's already a gift, but Annie stuffing her face with pie. Her face with pie. Fuck. It's gonna be a GIF, and it's gonna be fucking beautiful. So, with all that being said, everyone, we'll love you, we'll leave you, and goodbye.